Hello guys, NautoAce here, and it's going to be a follow-up on my real talk on plagiarism. So if you're wondering what that video is about, basically my thoughts on not so much of Filip, former IGN editor of the Nintendo Steam team. Basically what he did was he plagiarized a review of Dead Cells from a YouTuber by the name of Boomstick Gaming. And if you look at his video, Boomstick Gaming's video, he did a video on it, and it looks like it's basically way close. And I gave my thoughts on why is it wrong to plagiarize, and what is the basically consequence of doing it. So I had to go in detail, so that was 20 minutes, so I do apologize on that one. So I'll summarize here basically what's the effect if you plagiarize while you're representing a business like IGN. Well, one is for yourself, you're gonna get terminated. So of course he got terminated. Some people were thinking maybe he get like some sort of a light punishment or a corporate punishment, basically still saying the company, but he's gonna have less duty or he'll give him basically less important duty, lessen his privileges. That's kind of said, such as, say, Tokyo Game Show. He can't go there. He's stuck in the office. He's probably not going to do any reviews. Probably not going to do anything that's important work. And when I say about butler, servant, gopher, etc., I was trying to find the right word. So the word really I'm looking for is he'll end up being just an assistant. So that's the word I'm looking for. Basically meaning maybe they'll give him occupation of, demoted. That's what I was looking for. Assistant or demoted. Basically, they're going to use him as a servant, assist other people to the extent of, hey, fetch me my coffee, fetch me my lunch, etc., etc. I seen this before, a new friend who basically ended up that situation because they did something wrong, but that's a different story. So that's what I meant about when gopher, manservant, that was so stupid in my opinion, so I do apologize, but basically demoted to assistant, but still keeping his job. But of course, the effect was he got terminated, and that is a common protocol in the business, especially if you're a well-known business, such as IGN, which is a public business. I think they owned by, I forget, but it's a big company. They have investors, stockholders, because any bad thing happened to their investment, they're not going to be happy, so they're going to say, do something about it. So they did do something about it, and they terminated Filip. And the biggest ramification for that one is that's what I'm looking for, is not only termination, is finding another job, anything related to his passion, whether it's video games. So say he's looking for another editorial job, it'll be hard for him, because the minute you've been branded as a plagiarist, that's it. They're not going to trust you for it. Can you be work like saying maybe beta testing or assistant to someone or something else, maybe non-editorial job? Possible, but if that person knows his history of a plagiarist and that's why he got fired, it depends on the person, what I'm trying to say. But push comes to shove, most companies probably don't want to associate with him because of what he did. It is an unfortunate. Again, it's a nice guy, but it doesn't matter. You plagiarize, that's what happened. And of course, been revealed that this guy done it twice. He basically done it twice. He got away with it the first time to some extent because he was just a YouTuber, so probably people didn't really care. He wasn't representing anyone. Like I said, the more popular you get, the more known you are. So Filip as an IGN employee, that means he's well known, versus Filip just a YouTuber, then there's going to be some problems. So as a YouTuber, probably people are not going to give a care. But the minute you represent IGN, that's a different story there. And so after that, what is the consequence for the company? One is, for like a lot of people, Yongyea, Review Tech USA basically said this, and yes, Review Tech USA, no surprise, also want to give his opinion about it, is most people are going to think about, IGN, you plagiarize stuff. I remember you plagiarized a review. So when someone does a review, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo, Example, let's say Brian Altano did a review on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Someone who probably doesn't like IGN for whatsoever reason, he is probably going to say, he or she, excuse me, apologies, basically going to say, oh, did you just plagiarize that? I mean, Brian Altano's a great guy, but the problem is, it's the company. I mean, the reputation. Even maybe someone. So, but it is sad for one guy to ruin the company. Not just himself, but the company also. So, even somebody from IGN movie, they'll talk about, let's say, James Gunn, because he did something, inappropriate. They just give it their opinion. Oh, what's your opinion? What's plagiarized? Did you copy it from some? Like, that's going to be now a meme from them because of what happened. What can IGN do? Well, ignore it and just move on and just keep what they're doing. Don't let the people. But again, it's stuck. Your investors, your stockholders, now they're pissed. Now they're going to reevaluate what IGN is. So something's going to happen. And so the question, and also I mentioned that video, is why did Filip do it in the first place? It's a mystery. Everybody should know that you don't plagiarize no matter what. As Yongyea said, there's a reason why in high school, in colleges, they have a zero tolerance when you plagiarize. In college, you fail a class. In college, you get expelled. There's a reason for it, why plagiarism is that bad. That's an example. It ruins not just yourself, but the company themselves. They can move on from it, but for the time being, anytime we put some video up, plagiarize. I mean, look what I did the review about too much water. The reviewer in question that did it said because the Hoenn was too much water, you have to use syrup, that's why it's too much water. Doesn't really make sense because it's Hoenn, that's just how it is. That was a joke, that was a meme. Or another one that's really sucking and unfortunate for Combo Fiend, Peter Rosa's function became a meme. So now the meme for IGN is, did you plagiarize? Oh, you copied that, and they can't get away from that. It is unfortunate. So that's what I'm trying to say in that video there. So if it was long and jumbled up to some extent, my apology. So that is a ramification there. So to anyone, if you're into writing or you're in high school, in college, and your professor, your teacher said you got to write an essay, cite the person. If you don't want to do your own research, make block quotes. I mean, go to Google, write tips, find tips of how to make a good essay, how to make it easy for yourself. But just don't copy someone and they say it's yours, because it's not going to work. And like what happened to IGN with Filip, you're going to get screwed. So, and again, I do sound like an old man. I do sound like a teacher. But to some extent, like I said in the video, somebody who's in the creative passion, it's very, very close to me. When you do your work and someone just copies you, it's never right. That's just never right. It's something that shouldn't let go or get away with it. And it wasn't. That's why it was good. Again, to Boomstick Gaming, excuse me. I know you want to be nice. You're taking the high road, but you got to understand, protocol rule in any company, something like that, the best course of action is to get rid of that parasite in order to stop the chain reaction of bad reputation. It is what it is. So yeah, that's my follow-up on it. Just hopefully this is more understandable than the 20-minute one. Because when I did that one, I had a lot of things to say, explaining about like why it's so wrong. So hopefully this was a bit more clear. And for Filip, kind of disappointing you did what you did. I watch you in podcasts, Nintendo voice chat, but wow. So like I said, in the end I want to see what IGN, Pierre Schneider, Brian Altano, whoever, what's their follow-up on it, what's their opinion, because they have to address this. They can't just say, oh, we're not going to say anything about it. So I can't wait for Thursday. That's when the Nintendo voice chat is going to come. So yeah, so with that, thanks for listening. Yes, I said my motto. All right, this is going to be some tidbit that I found out after recording this video. So a lot of more information that came up of what happened, and probably you're wondering a lot of things about it, like why did IGN hire this guy if this guy just going to plagiarize? What's the process of hiring people? What's going on, etc., etc., etc. So first, I want to give credit to Nintendo Prime. I saw one of his videos basically on this subject, and he mentioned about apparently a former IGN by the name of what's her name? Alandra Pearce, I think that's her name. If I mistaken it, apologies. I know of that person in IGN, but I can't pronounce her name. I think it's Alandra Pearce. Anyway, former IGN left. I guess I'm going to say she left the company at the right time. I know. So someone basically made a comment about IGN saying, "Hey, look, I don't get your process. Why are you hiring like idiots people? This is your process. What's going on, etc., etc." And she kind of gave some tidbit. And apparently there was, like I said, I'm surprised there was more than me see out of the situation. So one is, because if you heard, the reason even Filip got this job, because former IGN Nintendo editor Jose Otero, good guy, I had an interaction with the guy. There was some one scuffle I did, not really much, but I guess he was under stress, and I guess I can understand thanks to the info from Dreamcast guy, but that's a different story. But basically, when he left, they needed some new Nintendo editors, and apparently, according to Pearce, they were quote unquote desperate. So they had someone in mind that they knew. They interviewed, and they liked this guy. They were gonna offer him the job, but when the guy basically, what was I trying to say? Well, okay, let me try this again. They offered a job on this person, but apparently this person said, after a while, they found out how much to pay. This person declined the offer, and the reason is this person felt like the pay is too low for what it is. So this person declined the offer. So the next best thing they thought was Filip was the next one, and that's why Filip got hired. So it's one of those situations sometimes it kind of sucked that, we want this guy. We want that guy. The guy wanted to work here, and this guy's good. Let's hire that guy or gal, excuse me there. But you know what I'm trying to say there. But then when more information come in, such as the person trying to ask, like, what's the pay? Because you're allowed to ask that in an interview to some extent. I could be wrong, but you can ask like what the base pay is to some extent, because you have to learn. And according to the person, when he found out the base pay, the person just declined and said that it's just not enough for me. Whatever, that's a person's opinion. So that's why they end up hiring Filip. Now you might be asking, how do you know if this person is legit or not when you hire the person? I hate to say it, but the answer is no, they're not. That's the second part. They don't. Trust me. There are situations where the guy's like the person wants the job, the person's legit, he's honest, he's truthful, but the employer said, do I really want to hire this guy? Do I really know everything about this person, etc., etc.? And then they don't get hired, and then all of a sudden you hire people that, we thought this guy's good, and then it's the vice versa, kind of like in the case with Filip. Again, welcome to the job world. Sometimes that happens. It sucks. It is what it is, and believe me, even in my workplace, let's just say, the employers there, let's just say they even had problems also. They hired people they thought it was legit to find out that they're not. And what can you do? You just have to let them go and find another one. It is what it is, and that's probably what happened with IGN. They thought Filip was a good choice to find out he plagiarized, and now they have to accept the consequence. It is what it is, and it kind of sucks there. But yeah, so for anyone like you're trying to look like job hunting or something like that, you kind of get an idea about this explanation. Like I said, like it was more than BTI what Pearce said. Like they were desperate, so Filip got a lucky break. The other person was supposed to, they wanted, then declined it because the pay was just too low. And then, like I said, sometimes it's just the employer's conscious decision. You may be looking good, but they might say not really, and they just have to guess. Sometimes you gotta prove it. Sometimes you have to prove yourself that if you are worthy in that company. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes the employer will say, hey, I don't really think this is the right person. Same goes where I work right now. They have said the same thing. There have been times, hey, this guy looks good. This person looks good. I think it fits the job. Then they had second guess and they said, no. Yeah. All right, so that's basically the conclusion in this video about IGN, plagiarism, and Filip. Yeah, I'm done with it. Like I said, I just have to give my opinion about it because it is, like I said, plagiarism is not something there is no place for plagiarism no matter what. So to anyone thinking about it, don't. You see what happened. That's all I'm going to say. So for that, I'm just going to say thank you for listening for this one. Thank you.